I convinced her to flash me in public.
Range Wilson.
It was November 2006, and I was struggling to make ends meet. My housemate Sean, on the other hand, was doing very well. One night, he decided to play in a $300 buy-in tournament at Binion's because the final table would be televised. Not only did he make the final table, he ended up winning the whole thing. I had tons of fun cheering him on at the final table while offering him advice during breaks that I'd like to think helped him bring home the win. Afterwards, I joined him for the mandatory strip club celebration. He wanted to go to the Can-Can room, which boasted the youngest talent in town completely naked. That sounded great in theory, but as I watched those innocent-looking young ladies gyrate awkwardly on a makeshift stage in a dingy basement, the place quickly lost its charm. I convinced Sean to head over to Scores instead. It turned out Irie Guy's special lady friend Malia was working that night. Unfortunately, she was having a tough time. Strippers make most of their money from private dances, but Malia simply could not catch the interest of any of the patrons. Instead, she sat and talked to me. As the night wore on, she got friendlier and friendlier. But remembering Irie Guy's warning that Malia was off limits, I did not cross any boundaries. But I was tired of not getting any female action, so I headed over to Red Rock Casino to see if I could find any trouble. I ended up chatting with a lady named Susan, who was on the heavier side. But she had some big old boobies, and that was enough for me. After a while, we decided to head back to her place, but we were both too twisted to get much of anything going that night. After getting some sleep, we woke up to the morning light streaming into her bedroom. We proceeded to pick up where we had left off the night before. At first, everything went fine, but then I ran into an unexpected problem. I simply could not figure out how to connect the necessary parts. It turned out that Susan was heavier down below than I had expected. She tried to help me by moving her excess padding out of the way, but I still could not figure out how to make the connection. I considered asking her to get on top of me, but the risks did not seem worth the reward. So instead, I asked her to turn over onto her hands and knees, which she proceeded to do. But as I approached her from behind, the view wilted any remaining desire I had left. All I could do was laugh inside, not at her, but at myself. I was supposed to be some kind of genius, but I could not figure out how to have sex with this woman. The problem was, nothing in my previous experience had prepared me for the challenge of getting busy with a fat chick. At that point, I just gave up. I apologized to Susan and told her we could try another time. But I still had to drive her back to Red Rock so she could pick up her car. I did what I could to spice things up on the way. I convinced her to go braless, which she said she had never done before. Then, when we got to her car, I convinced her to flash me in public, much to the delight of the valets working there. Susan's enthusiasm almost won me over, but I ended up never following up with her. The possibility of another epic fail was just too daunting. Tune in next time to find out if pinball would save me from financial ruin. Until then, regular viewers, please like, comment, and/or share. New viewers, please click the icon to subscribe, the playlist to catch up on my life videos, or watch a video that YouTube has picked for you personally. My name is Range Wilson, and I'll see you next time.